told you. I want it shipped to all the high schools by Friday. I don't care how you sell it. Just sell it. Where do happy snakes play?
The only happy snake's a bald snake.
Agent 666. Glad you're aboard.
What you got?
Care for a smoke?
No, I'm good.
I got something you need to see. Look at this kid.
He's hideous. And suspenders, no less. What does he think he is, a conservative at this age?
Take a look at this. All-American kid.
Are you kidding me? It's like he's right out of Central Casting. What's he doing next? Baking pies?
It gets worse. He's legally married to a woman.
It's like this guy goes against everything we've been trying to destroy.
That's right, and it gets worse. 267 news publications. He's been interviewed by Paula Zahn, CNN, Hannity and Combs, Fox. He's been on PBS. And look at this. We got some candid shots. Look who he's hanging out with.
No. Rudy Giuliani, Tom DeLay? Who is this guy?
Look at this. It's the worst of all. The New Yorker. This is one of ours. They should have taken a bite out of him.
They lionize him. They say he's as good as anything out there. This can't be the New Yorker.
Comedian Award.
Comedian of the Year.
Yeah. And look at this. He's too hot for the record labels, so he starts his own label. And his first DVD goes gold.
Gold. What's that, 2-3 million copies?
This man is everywhere. He's out of control and he's dangerous. He's a hero to half America. His momentum is killing us, and he's got to be stopped!
I don't think you get it, Bob.
It's too late.
Must be in here. Oh, Alan.
How are you doing?
I gotta head up and do the show. Do you need any help on something? I know you're working on something for Congress. You need any more help on that?
Well, I know that you're busy, but when you get a chance, I could do that.
Perfect. Okay, I got a show right now. I'm sorry I can't give you anything, but I'm always here when you need me.
Good to see you.
He's everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the comedian for the other half of America, Brad Stine!
Let me hear you, Indiana! Indiana! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Indiana! I am home! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Well, get it out of your system. Oh, I feel good. I am in Indiana, baby. This is where the action is. I'm amongst a bunch of people from the Midwest, baby, Indiana. You are so American. You are so who we used to be. You even gave yourselves a nickname that doesn't mean anything. That's America. You don't care. You don't care. What are you? I'm a Hoosier. What does it mean? I don't know. Who cares? I'm from here. God bless you for that. God bless you for coming out here. Ball State University, for crying out loud. Heartland of America. This is what America looks like. They look like this. Yes. And I appreciate the applause the most. I appreciate the incredible, thunderous round of applause because that's what we do in America. That's what we do. A guy comes out on stage, everybody bursts into applause. You know why? We don't know what else to do. For years, people would come on stage and nobody gave us an option. We didn't know what to do. Guys would just stand there, stare at the guy, and some guy finally said, I know, let's hit ourselves. Because that's what applause is. You are hitting your body. Isn't that weird? But you've never questioned it. You've never once sat there and said, this is weird, we're doing that. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, would you have accepted anything? You think they did that? You think went through a lot of trial and error to figure out which part of the body to hit? I mean, how do we know? For years, they were trying to do, before they decided on the hand, they're all like, hey, here comes a guy. We don't know. There, we got crazy people. Only the kids would do that. Parents are like, yes, we're afraid of her. But feels good. But see, that's the point. It's custom. It's custom, and that's the thing you have to be aware of. You have to be constantly be aware of what you believe, because it can happen. If somebody tells you something long enough, if somebody shows you something long enough, you begin to accept it as truth. You know, kind of like this idea of separation of church and state was in the Constitution. That's what people told us, and we've accepted that. But guess what? It was never in the Constitution. It was never in the Constitution. Separation of church and state had nothing to do with the Constitution. Jefferson and everybody else had said that we want government out of religion, and we want religion to be part of our heritage, because this is what made America great. Stay out of our way. This is America. Democracy. The people are supposed to rule, not one judge that decides he's going to implement his liberal agenda ideology on the rest of us. It's a democracy. And if judges are going to start getting political, then they should be given term limits like politicians and removed if they're not going to listen to the Constitution. So thank you. Thank you for coming out and giving me the applause. But then again, you know, it's all right. You feel free to applaud the way you want to, but maybe you just applauded because I showed up. Maybe that's what it's all about. Because, you know, the thing is, we have too many people in this country who are so selfish, so narcissistic, that they don't always show up, do they? They just kind of just show up any old time, late all the time, and nobody cares. And they're never angry, and they're never sad. They're laughing. Have you ever seen these people, guys, coming in, hey, running late? Story of my life. Yeah, we'll get a new chapter, the one that says you're on time. What do you mean story running late? That's what always kills me about people that are late all the time. They always use verbs to describe how fast they really weren't going, to give the illusion they were really trying. That's why you always hear them say things like running late. It's an oxymoron. It's like they're telling you, I'm gonna be late as fast as I can. It makes no sense, running late. Hey, if you were running, you should have made it. And when you show up finally, I want you to think and apologize. But they don't. They always have an excuse, running late, or they're running behind. Sorry, I was running behind. Behind who? Me? I'm not moving. No, because I'm waiting for you. Running late, running behind. They're always running. They never make it, but they're always running. Running late, running behind. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Running late, running behind, running out of time. These people are running all day long. They're exhausted. That's why at night they're fast asleep. You gotta have goals. Fast asleep. If there's any two words that do not belong together, it's fast asleep. Like all the world-class sprinters are narcoleptics. Yeah, that's how it works. Hey, you go to big Olympic track meet. On your mark, get set, go. Fast asleep, running late, running behind, get on time, that's what I'm saying. But they don't. They don't. And you know why? Because we don't hold them accountable for it. That's what it used to be, a country that held you accountable. And if you weren't accountable, we put you in stocks. You had to feel ashamed. You know why? Because you're late, and we don't like it. Not now. What happens is we facilitate these people. Here they come, running late. What do we say? No problem. What do you mean, no problem? How can it, what is the word problem for if it's not for late people? What kind of a spineless country have we become that we're not telling people that are late it's a problem? I say we should say that from now on. Hey, running late, problem. Big, fat, stinking, running problem. They don't know. They don't know. They don't want that. Why? Because they don't want you to hurt their feelings. That's the world we've become, a country that was built off of the backs of people that were willing to sacrifice everything for freedom. Now suddenly, oh, you've hurt my feelings. Oh, you've offended me. There is no greater sin on earth than to hurt somebody's stinking feelings. My feelings, here's $10, buy a spine. Enough! Enough already! We can't have that. We gotta have people on time because it shows respect for your time. But no, let's not do that anymore. No, let's not worry about that. We don't want to ever hold anybody accountable. That's good. That's what I want. I want a utopian world where you can just show up any old time and nobody cares. Let's take our watches and just cast them aside. Let's go back to sundials where you can just show up any old time and nobody ever holds anybody accountable. Of course, it might be inconvenient, you know, if the guy that doesn't show is like a fireman. Imagine that at 3 o'clock in the morning, the entire family is sitting there in their nightgowns as the thinking house is burned to the ground. 6 hours later, here he comes. Running late. Story of my life. Let me get some water on them embers. By the way, why is your whole family in a nightgown? I just realized I said the whole family was in the nightgown. I'm guessing I'm in boxers, is what I'm saying, lady. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm really saying, folks. If you come to a burning house and the entire family's in a nightgown, keep going. They don't deserve a house. They're freaks. Everybody's in a nightgown. But they don't be held accountable, and that's where the issues are. We won't tell somebody to their face we don't want to hurt their feelings. That's not true. There's one group of people that we will actually tell them they're late to their face. People that aren't alive. Oh, it's pathetic. You'll see people standing right on top of them going, there he is, the late Jerry Price. We've all come to honor the late Jerry Price. Yeah, he's late. You know why? He's dead. Not only is he late, I'll bet he never even shows up. Crying out loud, the one person will actually tell them they're late to their face are the only people that actually have an excuse. I'm dead. Problem. Because people know different. That's what I'm talking about, America. We know when we're doing it wrong, and we're trying to not be held accountable for it. That's what I can't stand. People that are late know they're late. They know they're wrong. That's why every time I go to an airport, I always see the late guy in a suit. It's always a guy in a suit. You know how you can tell? The better dressed you are, the less you want to show that you're late. So they do this famous run walk. Oh, my gosh. Like if they keep their knees stiff, we can't tell you look like an idiot doing this the whole time. Excuse me, anybody that walks like this thinking that we can't tell the difference, put a helmet on. And slam it down tight right there. Just put it on so the rest of us know who you are. By the way, that's sign language for put a helmet on, right? In case we have deaf people out here, they don't know what I'm saying. Look at the people.
I don't believe you're allowed to make fun of the deaf people, actually.
Why not? They can't hear me. How would they know? Make fun of them. Make fun of them. I want a country where we can make fun of the deaf people again. You know why? Because they're humans. They can take a stinking joke. You know, every time a handicapped person shows up, oh, don't laugh with them. They're so freaky already. No, just have fun with people. I want an America where we can laugh again. Because we do that. We do that. You see, we've gotten so sensitive. We're afraid that anybody might get their feelings hurt. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But yet, people become oversensitive. But that's not to everybody. Not everybody. There are two groups of people apparently you're allowed to make fun of in this country. Nobody cares. Number one, Christians. Christians can be mocked all day long. Even though Christians are the people that actually happened to start this country and founded it, we can be mocked Never see us anywhere, never see us on TV, and if we do show up, we're the serial killer. That's intolerance. So you can make fun of the Christian people. Number 2, Southerners. All you have to do is give some guy a Southern accent and suddenly, okay, he's the idiot. Who'll be the dumb guy over here? They do that, do they? Just give him that Southern accent and suddenly everybody feels like, okay, he's dumb. Look at him, he talks like that. I feel sorry for people from down south. I mean, they're not stupid. Some of the best universities in the country are down south, but it's that accent that just blows it for them. That's why you never see a scientist from down south. Because no matter what they invent, nobody's gonna trust it. I'm just not ready for the guy in the lab coat to go, "Ah, I reckon I figured out a cure for cancer." Ah! Ah! We're all like, that's cool, Jethro. You hang on to that. That's good. No, we'll stick to chemo, but thanks anyways for the idea. Make fun, mock, who cares? And they don't care. I moved down south 2.5 years ago from Southern California. They don't care. You can make fun of them. They don't care. You know why? Because they can take a joke. I miss a country that can take a joke. Even Christian people will take a joke. All I'm asking is I want to have a chance to joke back. It's called tolerance, liberal people. Remember that word? Oh, it's good, though. It's good to be with my people, Indiana people, because that is who you... I know who you are. I know who you are. You know, you remember the old-fashioned values. You know what I like most about the Midwestern people? Common courtesy. Remember those ideas? Remember those concepts? Common courtesy. We all know. All the other people are shaking their head. Then the kids are like going, we aren't even familiar with either one of those two words, actually. I'm afraid. Yeah, common as in we all have something in common. No, we are a pluralistic society where we come to America and just honor our own ideas without becoming out of many. One. Courtesy? You mean I have to actually give away something that I want to do for the sake of somebody else? We don't know what it means, common courtesy. We don't know anything about it, and it's your fault. Sitting there with your shoes on and your hair, with your green shirt on and your bracelet and stuff. All the people in the back are high-fiving. Thank God we came late. What the heck? The girls just minding their own business. Gotta change things. Common courtesy, that's what I'm talking about. The idea that we as a nation owe it to each other to be nice to each other, but we don't. See, that's what we were. That's what signs are for out on the street. Signs are for those ideas. Signs was because we didn't want to have a policeman on every stinking corner in the United States. So we decided to put signs up that said this: on your honor, when you arrive at the sign, you will obey it for the sake of the whole, of the majority, of the good. Not now. Not now, it's only about me. Nothing means what it used to mean anymore. Everything's gone crazy. Stop sign. Stop sign used to mean stop. Now it means roll. Yellow light. Yellow light used to mean slow down, it's gonna turn red. Now it means speed up, it's gonna turn red. No parking. No parking used to mean you can't park there. Now it means, well, you can park here as long as you stay in the car. Am I the only one that's seen this moron at Walmart parked under the no parking sign, sitting back in his recline with his arm out the window, staring at us as we pass like we're the idiots? He's looking at you like, what? I'm not parked. I'm prepared to leave if a cop shows up. Handicap parking used to mean you can only park here if you're handicapped. Now it means, well, you can park here as long as you're just going in for a second. Because if a handicapped guy wants it, he can't outrun me. So, I'm good. So. Look at the people. You're making fun of the handicapped people again. They can take it! They're humans. They're Americans. They want to be joked with like the rest of us. Crying out loud, we've got to remember that this was supposed to be us working together. Turn signals. Remember them? People are like, you can't possibly expect me in this day and age to use my turn signal when I'm trying to drive, drink coffee, and plus, I'm on the phone. All right, look, hang your phone up and put a helmet on! See, that's what it was. A turn signal was a signal informing the guy behind you, you're gonna move in so we can work together in a coordinated effort to all get where we need to go. Now, a turn signal is a warning for the guy to speed up because he's trying to take your space. What an idiot to let me in on it! I saw it coming. Turn signal has become this major moral dilemma for people now. Once in a while, they'll use it, like on Easter. But it becomes so foreign to them and so difficult. I need to get over, but should I just take the lane, or should I actually be courteous? Oh, all right, I'll try, but it's been... Ah! It burns! Nothing is as it seems. I can't even go to the movie theaters anymore and order a beverage. You know why? Because we don't have common courtesy. It used to be this. If you went into the movie theater, ordered a beverage, and they didn't have it, they courteously said, I'm sorry, we don't have that. Would you care for this? Now, they just name the nearest beverage equivalent like it's the same thing and we can't tell the difference. It's like a Twilight Zone episode where suddenly nobody can communicate in your language anymore. Oh, you've all been here before.
Can I help you?
Yeah, give me a Coke.
Pepsi?
I'd Coke. I'd like a Coke.
Pepsi okay?
Coke. Coke. Go! Give me a 7-Up.
Sprite?
Dr. Pepper.
Mr. Pibb?
Quit it! That's what I want. I want a world where no matter what somebody says to you, you can just interpret it to mean whatever you want it to mean. I use it on them.
That'll be $5.
35 cents? Thank you. They don't even pay attention anymore. There's no courtesy at the retail establishment where they actually look at your face and care you're there. I had a guy show me a ticket, tear my ticket, send me my way. 2 minutes later, I come out to go to the restroom. I come back and he's like, can I see your stub? Can I see your stub? You gotta nail this guy. What? Fine. That is rude, man. My wife's deaf in a wheelchair. You want me to bring her out here and spin around, you freak? Make you happy? Then my wife sends me back for popcorn and Coke during the movie, so when I come back in, everybody's eyes are adjusted to the dark except mine. Every guy knows this idea where you got all the stuff and you're like, where was I? I can't, where? Kids are afraid. Mommy, what's wrong with him? Honey, he's retarded, leave him alone. But I don't. Girls always send you back for your popcorn and Coke. Because they're different. They're just different. You know, we have people in this country that don't believe that anymore. That men and women are different. Listen, all you have to do is be married for 10, 15 minutes. And you will realize that we are from different worlds. That's what makes it great, because it's hard to stay married. And when you do, you've done something courageous and done something of character and have left something of a legacy to your kids. That's what America was built on. Courage and conviction and commitment to one idea. I'm gonna be here till I die. We need to be honest enough to realize we ain't the same. This whole idea of gender neutrality, we're all exactly the same. Back in the 70s, I mean, the 70s had to be the biggest screwball decade in the history of this country. He knows. Yeah, that was from me. I was in the 70s. That's what they said, man. They said, you know, just give dolls to little boys. Let's not sort of try to tell them what gender they're. Just give dolls to little boys. They'll play with them. Yeah, they do. You know what they play? How fast can I pull off its head? Because they're aggressive. They're different. Intellectually, men and women are different. Completely different intellectually. Because we don't even have the same name. Not even the same name. You got a ma'am, you got a man. You got a male, you got a female. So apparently we're all man-male, but women achieve the fee and the woe. Why? Why is your name 2 letters better than ours? Apparently, women achieved a higher rank of some kind. A superiority that allowed them to take the superior name. Oh, I agree. There's things about women that are better than men. Number 1, women are better looking than guys. There it is. Guys aren't even arguing like, eh. Oh, he's right on that. Yeah, that's true. You are. You're more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. That's why there's so much more artwork made out of women than out of men, because you're better looking, you're designed that way. That's why you got the better looking name, so we could tell you apart. Look at him, you go, man. Look at her, you go, whoa, man. You're the more attractive man. Better looking. That's why God made man first, so he could practice. Oh yeah, God's like, Whoa. All right, I'm gonna go rest. I'm done, I'm good. There you go. More attractive than men. Better looking. Plus, women have power because women have purses. Women can survive in the desert for years with the items in their purse alone. Amelia Earhart is alive somewhere. Eating lipstick. I never even look at a woman's purse. They have things in there men have never seen before. Strange products. Vaseline, lip therapy. So in a girl's purse, lip therapy. What do? Put it on your lips and says, tell me about your mother. What happens? That's... They've got an ointment in case their lips can't find their self-esteem. Oh, thank you, oh my God. Women have purses. Purses have purse strings. Purse strings means money. Money is power. Women have purses. They have power. Does that mean they're better than men? No. It means you've made yourselves more valuable than men. Why? Because women are more committed to the relationship, which makes for a strong family and community and culture. They're better at that than men are. Men are no good at that. We have to learn. We try. Yes, dear, I will love you and only you for all. There goes another one. More committed to the relationship, stronger. Men see the woman they want, they go after them. If they say no, we're out. Women see the man they want, they go grab him. Not by the lapel, by the soul. Till you gotta have him. Till you can't live without him. And by the way, women don't just give themselves away like men do. They make you earn them. And that's why you got a male and you got a female. Because you can have that male for free. But with this male, there's a fee involved. You want to, whoa, man, it's going to cost you. And it should. You're the best of us. You're the best of us. I know. I have no problem with that. See that? Look at that. I have no problem saying you're better at that than me. You're better at that than me. That's what we've lost. No, we're all the same. Let's not use a red marker when we grade the papers. The children might feel ashamed. You get good grades? Yeah? What, A's? Yeah, good. Good for you. Because if you didn't, I'd take a big fat red marker and go, there! Now go take your self-esteem and study. That's what I would do. God bless you. Somebody's taught you that. You have some family that taught you to study, brother. Taught you to go out there and earn your keep like an American. That's what I'm talking about. Knowing who we are, what we're all about. And that's why I want to see difference. Yes, we are a pluralistic nation. Yes, we have people from different cultures and genders, and we need to celebrate that, of course. But we were supposed to be out of many one. You were supposed to bring the elements of your culture to this country, share it with the rest of us, and then become an American. I'm not saying we did it right all the time. Kids aren't taught that in our schools now. They're taught to feel ashamed of this country. We got entertainers in this country that make a living off of putting this country down. I couldn't take it anymore. I said, I'm gonna make a living lifting up the greatest country that has ever existed on the face of the stinking earth. This country's better than the rest. That's America. Are you listening, Hollywood? That's America. God bless you. If I was in Berkeley, they would have all said, what happened? What was that all about? Difference. Men and women, different. Gender, different. Emotionally, different. Men and women, emotionally different, completely different. The way that we respond to things that we feel in our life, completely different. Why do we pretend like it's not true? Even in the way that you emote verbally. When I came out on stage, did you see the difference? Oh, it was all the same. No, guys yell, girls scream. Girls don't feel embarrassed, they just scream. Guys don't. You know why? Because guys have learned that screaming is something you're supposed to do in case of danger. That's what screaming was designed for, something to save for a special occasion when you're really gonna need it. Women don't care, they just let it go. Guys like to low-key everything. That's why even when we do yell, we do it at a low level because we're thinking we don't want to act like we're afraid. Ah! Ah! You ever hear a guy go, ah! Something bad. Just happened. He was on the Overlook, he's not there now. Guys, low-key it. It's one of the great things we learn from women, how to feel. Guy could see the best friend he's ever had in his life, hey, who he hasn't seen in 5 years, come wandering out of the desert, and we'd be like, what's up? Running late, ain't you? Best friend in tatters out of the desert. We don't care. We don't care. You know why? We've got a new friend by now. And he's got plasma TV. Guys keep it to themselves, not girls. They scream. They let it out. The problem is men do not know how to differentiate between the good scream and the bad scream. Because it sounds the same to us. They just let it rip, and we don't know if I'm about to get beat up by somebody scream or the, oh look, I found the backing to my earring scream. Sounds the same. We don't know. We can't tell the difference. And you never know when it's coming, too. You never know when it's coming. That's the worst part. Girl sees a friend she hasn't seen in like 2 hours. So there wasn't a mom all by myself, and I thought what we'd do is we'd head over to this. They can actually carry on a conversation at this level. Shut up! They start hitting decibels we can't even hear anymore. Every dog in town's going, what is that? Somebody found an earring. We don't know. They just let it out. Scream. Guys can't do that. Keep it to ourselves. That's why girls became cheerleaders. Gotta be able to scream. Matter of fact, I believe in words. As a comedian, I believe words is our tools to communicate ideas. They should have called them scream leaders. That's what they're doing. They're just screaming. But instead they call them a cheerleader, which implies that they are going to lead us in the cheer. The problem is, nobody cheers like them. You know why? It would be embarrassing. Because a cheer should come out of the gut. It should be organic. You should be able to let loose any way you feel like. It's not a choreographed ballet. Every guy here would stop watching sports today if he was only allowed to cheer like a cheerleader. Could you imagine that fiasco? He's on the 15-10-5 touchdown! Bob, yeah? Shoot me. I hate myself now. Got all the young cheerleader girls mad. That's not funny. I'm gonna pom-pom you. It's not funny. I don't like it. I'm gonna get some help. Come here. I'm D-I-A. Diane, come help us. Expect it. That's the worst part about the scream. Women, you don't understand the years you've taken off our lives. No idea. We're just sitting there minding our own business. Just got home for the weekend, relaxing, not trying to hurt anybody, not trying to get in it. Scream. The kind of scream I'd scream if some guy had just burst into the thing in the house with an axe about to split her skull. And if that's the case, then I've got to get out of here somehow. I've got to go. Got to move out. But there is nowhere. So I come bursting in, and there she is, all quivered up in the thing in fetal position. Ah! Babe, what is it? Oh, my God! Where? In a corner! In always whisper spider so it doesn't hear them. They whisper the name. Like if they said spider, it'd be, they're onto it. Come on. Women act like they are paralyzed by bugs. They can't move without a bug. But if you're not there, they'll take care of it. Oh, yeah. Raid. Man in a can. My wife buys Raid in 6-packs. You know why? Have you ever seen a woman actually kill a bug with Raid? You want to know why Raid has been making so much money off these years? They don't even put poison into that stinking can. It's scented water. You know why? Because that bug isn't being poisoned. It is drowning. Gotta be so weird for that bug. He's walking on the linoleum and suddenly bugs can't get it. It's probably the same thing to go through when the little boys actually burn them with the magnifying glass. They don't see that one coming either. They're just like... Go get the spider? All right, I'll get him. No! Use a Kleenex. Okay. Emotionally different than man. She wants him dead, but first, let him blow his nose one more time. Well, let me throw him outside. No! To the toilet! Apparently the toilet is capital punishment for bugs that enter your home. So as I'm carrying it to the toilet, she's hidden like in the attic somewhere, just in case it leaps out. Just once, I wish this stinking bug would leap out and rip somebody's head off, just so they had some reason to be hiding from the spider in the Kleenex. As soon as I throw him in the toilet, she appears from nowhere. Oh no, I'll flush. We're made different. Made differently in the things that matter to us. Even in the beginning. There they were, Adam and Eve. And God said, Adam! Because God sounds like me. Well, he could. He's God. He can do anything. He's omnipotent. He can do anything. I could be God and just made myself not remember. Okay, so I'm just... Got a few people laughing. All the philosophy students are like, he's right. He could be God. We don't know. We're not taking any chances. You're funny, Lord. Of course, what would be great if you all died, went to heaven, opened the pearly gates, and it'd be me. That would be good. You'd be, ah! It was the comedian. And he walked among us. So there they were, Adam and Eve. And God said, Adam, let Eve not pick from the tree of good and evil. But what God was applying was, don't let her go shopping. Because God knew that once women learned how to shop, nobody could stop them. Women are the greatest shoppers that have ever lived on the face of the earth. They're geniuses. That's why men hate to shop with women. Because you're too advanced. We can't begin to grasp your technique. Where are you going? Shopping. What for? Nothing. Good luck, I guess. Men have never done that. Men have never gone fishing for nothing. Catch anything? No! I don't bring a pole anymore. Going for nothing. Women can shop for nothing and come back with a ton of stuff. No wonder men are intimidated. Look at that, they weren't even trying. Guys can't do that. If a guy wouldn't jump for a shirt, he'd end up with a, I don't know, shirt. Oh, what a bunch of morons we turned out to be. When we get a shirt, they need pants. Pants mean socks. Socks mean shoes. Shoes means diamonds somehow. Haven't figured that one out. Yeah. I knew women were geniuses when they named their clothing more than once. That was so smart. Men have pants, shirt, we're done. Woman took a shirt, gave it 2 more names so they can buy 3. We can't tell the difference. Hey, you bought 3 shirts. No. No. That's a shirt, that's a top. I need a blouse. More money, please. More money, please. Guys don't know what's going on. Take all my money. They look like shirts to me. I don't know what's going on. I'm an idiot. Guys don't understand clothing. That's why God made us naked. Didn't have to match anything. Women invented clothing, including men's clothing, and they've turned men's clothing into a gag gift. That's why guys can't put their underwear on in the morning without tripping. Guys know what I mean. What's the deal with that second hole in your underwear? You miss it every time. First hole, no problem. Second hole, big toe catches. I'm in a rodeo suddenly. I don't know what the heck's going on. Your wife's in the closet with the control box. Dance, you fool! Stop it! 8 seconds. We don't get it. That mean we're stupid? No. No, guys know things girls don't. Guys know that eventually toenails dissolve on the carpet. We know that. That's what we do. That's what we do. We watch sports, clip our nails. Women come by. Put a waist basket under that. Why? Toenails don't fall down. They shoot off. I'm not looking for it. In the rug, it's gone. Women don't understand the miracle of a rug. If you spill something and grind it in, it goes away. It's a labor-saving device, like dropping an ice cube out of the tray. Pick it up, heck no, kick it under the fridge. Women don't take thinking responsibility for their shopping. You've seen them, the ones that can't stop shopping. What do they say? Shopaholic. I can't stop. I'm a shopaholic. Okay, what's next? Buyer bulimia? Is that what's coming? Women who buy too many clothes and then return them. Okay, it's funnier if you know what bulimia actually does. We see it differently. We feel it differently. And because of that, when a mom and a dad commit their lives to their children, they grow up seeing the uniqueness of a female and a male. Mom and dad will be here till the end. We're different and we're supposed to be. Physically different. Oh, I know. I know who you people are. I know my constituency, made up of conservatives politically and Christians religiously. I know what you are, and I also know what kind of a world we live in. And it's a world where Christians have, for some reason, felt that they're not even allowed to speak about the very physical attributes of the very body that you believe your Father in heaven invented and made. It's all context, folks. Context. If anybody should be leading the moral charge as to the way we're made and why we're this way, it should be the stinking church, not the government, and certainly not public schools. So grow up, church people. We're the ones that should be telling our kids the differences. Because I know that men and women are different physically because I had a big sister. And one Christmas came and she got a girl's bike and I got a boy's bike. Do they still do it like that? I don't know. But let me tell you what it used to be like. A girl's bike was a bike just like mine, except it had a big slot right through the middle so she could just hop right on. Boy's bike, on the other hand, had an iron bar that started right from under your seat, went directly here, and was welded right there. And the first time you took it out there and your feet slipped off the pedals, you knew you were a boy. That's the difference. And my sister thought it was funny. That is what is so bizarre about the way that boys and girls are raised. The way they're raised. Because my sister actually used to kick me there, right in the groin area. Because we've got church people here. Yeah, I don't know what you call it. Loins. Okay, loins. That's in the Bible. Now what are you going to do? I apologize for my sister kicked me in the loins. And you know what's weird? My mother taught her that. What kind of a freak was my mother, actually? Because what did they teach the boys? Never hit a girl, never hit a girl, never hit a girl. To the girl, if a boy bothers you, kick him where it counts. I was raised in a Christian home. That's what we call it. Kick 'em where it counts. Like they kept score. 2 points. And it hurt. And the girls laugh every single time a guy gets kicked in the loins. That's a big funny joke. Oh, my sister was so smug about it, too. So smug, not understanding anything about the physiology of a boy. Oh, it can't hurt so bad. Just like it feels like when we get hit in the chest. Yeah, it's just like when a girl gets hit in the chest. Yeah, but just like when we get hit in the chest. No. No, it's not like getting hit in a gland at all. It's an organ. You want to feel it, ladies? It's easy. Take your eyes, pull them out, hang them here, do this. There you go. It hurt. And I didn't understand it. And yet my religion teaches me that God said, let's reason together. You can ask me things. You can talk to me about things. And some things that you're not going to understand, I've done for a reason, for a purpose. And finally, it made sense to me. Finally, it all came clear to me that He made us differently that way to prove that the way that He created us was exactly like He said in the Bible. Because think about it. God's not stupid. He knows what He's doing. Every other organ in a boy's body, his heart, his liver, his spleen, protected by his rib cage. What went wrong? Nothing went wrong. The one stinking rib He took to make you was the one protecting my loins. That's what went wrong. So be appreciative. And I would reason. I would say, God, I've been cursed. But he said, feareth noughteth. What dost thou meaneth, Lordeth? I've cursed the womaneth as welleth. Inneth whateth waith, I haven't noticed it at alleth. I always speak to the Lord in King James. You know, so he'll understand me. Come on. Haven't you seen the movies? Jesus is from England. But Lord, I've been physically cursed. I've cursed the woman as well. I've altered their hand-eye coordination. I've never noticed it. Oh, you mean the throwing the ball. No, but that is funny. No, from henceforth, women cannot apply eye makeup without opening their mouth. You want to laugh? Duct tape their mouth shut. Differently. Made different. On purpose. And that's really all it's all about, folks, is realizing who we are as people, as genders, as Americans, and taking personal responsibility for your own actions. That's what bothers me the most. People that don't take responsibility for their addictions. You know, there's people that are addicted. They need help. I want to help. I just don't like when they don't take responsibility. Cigarette smokers. Well, it's not my fault. I started smoking when I was a kid, now I can't stop. Oh, man. Yeah, I used to soil myself as a kid. I got over it. Move on. They blame something else. Because the entire cigarette thing, I never smoked cigarettes. If you're addicted to cigarettes, man, I hope you can stop. It's hard. I know it's hard. I'm not giving it to you. Just take responsibility. Because the whole cigarette thing is just so weird to me. I mean, the whole idea of even starting to smoke a cigarette never made sense because look at what a cigarette is. It's leaves and paper wrapped up. It doesn't even appear in nature anywhere. Some guy had to come up to a campfire years ago and I mean, even the tobacco industry never actually believed anybody was going to fall for this. That's why in their marketing, they tried to make it sound appealing. You've seen what they used to say about cigarettes. Hey, smooth taste. Smooth taste. Yeah, because when I think lung full of smoke, I think smooth. That's why when people come out of burning buildings, what was it like? Smooth. Yeah, I'm going back in. That's refreshing. That's nice, isn't it? I'm bringing the whole family. We're wearing our nightgowns. Okay. Responsibility. Or to blame others. See, there's always the people that blame others. Indians. Indians invented cigarettes. Really? Then why do you never see an Indian smoking a cigarette in a cowboy movie? Because even these savages realized that it was leaves and paper on fire. Indians didn't invent cigarettes. It was a practical joke. It's the whoopee cushion of the Cherokee. That's what it is. We were stealing their land. They were leaving a going-away present for a white guy. That's what was going on. Just see how stupid we were. Hey, Kemosabe, smoke that in your lungs. How come? It's smooth. Oh, Running Bear, you're good. And if I could get a guy to suck smoke in his lungs, I'm going for more. Yeah, and if you lick the red hot end, all your wishes come true. Oh, itching powder, you're the best. The whole cigarette thing always blew me away. And yet, I know why people started smoking. because they made it look cool in the movies. They didn't just smoke the cigarette. It was like a magic trick. That's the part that always blew it for me, when they had smoke come out of their face. Suddenly, you ain't cool anymore. Think about that. The first time a guy had cigarette smoke come out of his face, he had to be freaking people out. He was like, hey, look what I got. People were like, ah! He beeth a dragon. And I don't smoke, and I don't like the smell of cigarettes, but man, all these people that don't smoke are so ruthless to cigarette smokers now. They don't even pretend. They're like, the smugness I can't stand, not having compassion on these people. Man, if I smoked cigarettes, I'd come up with a new way to smoke so people would leave me alone because they're not used to it. Yes, I see what you're saying. People be like, that's cool, whatever you want to do. That's suck it in from new spots now and again, that freak people out. Yes, I see what you say. We'll work on those stocks, yes. That was dumb. That was dumb. It's weird, though, because... something magical happened? I don't know what you're talking about, but... here's what I want to do. I just want to go to all these non-smokers who are so unhelpful to these cigarette smokers. And what I'd like to do, I'd like to have smoke just suddenly start pouring out of my face, but have no cigarette. Because then they wouldn't know what to do. They'd just think their head would explode. They would freak. They wouldn't know what. Could you imagine that, being the all bunch of non-smokers and suddenly you could make smoke shoot out of your mouth? Could you imagine? No, that's why you pay to see me. All right. Everybody's a non-smoker, and then me. Ding. Yeah. All right, let me get this straight. I just took a lit cigarette, bit it in half, had smoke shooting out of my face for like 2 minutes, had 4 people clap, and the rest just sat there like, oh yeah, Grandma does that every Thanksgiving. I had to come to Muncie, Indiana to find a crowd that's seen everything. Are you having any fun at all tonight? Yeah. It's about who you are as Americans. I come to the Midwest, I come to the South, I come to the middle of America, people that understand values, that actually want to have hip, cool, fun, entertainment. They just are tired of it coming with curse words. They're just tired. They want another option. We're the freaks, apparently. We're the freaks because we want to have things we can actually go to with our kids. And we got people in this country that don't like it. They don't want anything about it. They want any kind of value system. But where do our values come from? God. That's why we need God in the public arena. I don't mean thinking, I want a country where you have to believe a certain way. You can disbelieve. But if you don't have a moral structure, then you have no standard to draw conclusions from. None. It's not that complicated. It's not that, yes, but, which religion are we going to, listen to? I mean, there's so many. How about the one that we started with? Yeah. It got us this far. People don't want to admit that. Christians started this country. And we have people in this country, especially judges, who've decided that they don't care what the majority wants. They will implement their ideology and make it illegal to have a moral point of view. That is judicial tyranny. It needs to be stopped, and we can do it because America is run by people, not the judiciary. Checks and balances. The Supreme Court isn't supreme. When we got judges in the Supreme Court looking for international law to help us find out how to govern ourselves instead of the Constitution, they are out of line. We got people that are so self-absorbed that just because their little thinking niche market isn't being represented, they want to freak. Atheists. It's the only ideology that just freaks me out, man. Atheists. Atheists wants under God taken out of the Pledge of Allegiance. You know why? It offends him. I'm like, dude, you're an atheist. You don't even believe God is real. How can he offend you? Argument. Who is more irrational? The guy that believes in a God he doesn't see, or a guy who's offended by a God he doesn't believe in? What else is freaking you out? Unicorns? Unicorns! Oh, they're saying the unicorn word in school. Run, run! Crying out loud, it's become ridiculous. I don't care what you think. We look at life and think it has purpose and meaning. We think that love is real and courage is real and nobility is real and honor is real. None of those ideas that I just told you that you believe is real is in matter. It's not in molecules. It's not material. It's transcendent. It's something beyond our humanness, something we couldn't have got to on our own, and certainly it wasn't evolved by evolution, because evolution says that whatever happens to survive is all that matters. That's all that matters, which means right and wrong doesn't exist. Culture just creates it as it goes. You gotta be kidding me. You see beauty and you see the majesty of creation, for crying out loud. You see God and his handiwork. It's not that complicated. How can you not see that? Well, God is a crutch. Yeah? Well, not believing in God is a coma. You don't see nothing. Anthony Flew, 50 years, one of the most famous philosophical atheists in the world, teaches at Oxford. One of the most influential atheist philosophers in the world, 30 books on it. Recently said he's a deist now. You know what was the convincing force to him? One of the most compelling convincing force? Intelligent design theory. By doctorates and double doctorates who say something must have done this, it couldn't have been by chance. He was convinced and became, after 50 years, a deist. Intelligent design theory, the same theory that a judge in Georgia said you're not allowed to teach kids because he's smarter than the atheist philosopher from Oxford. We've got to be prepared, folks. Prepared to battle for our country's standards of morality. What is going to base the next generation? God or just matter? I don't know. But I say there's a whole bunch of people like us who aren't going away and want our country back, and will fight for it. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me after all these years of working in comedy clubs throughout the country. I finally just decided I'm going to come out. I'm a conservative and I'm a Christian and I'm proud. See, I became a Christian in 4th grade. Now, by the way, if you become a Christian in 4th grade, you know God a long time, but makes for real boring testimony. That's the problem with becoming a Christian when you're just a little kid. You have no cool testimony. How I longed for the testimonies I used to see go up in my church. Yes, I used to be addicted to heroin, and the Lord freed me. And I'd be like, oh, if I was addicted to heroin. That is a great testimony. I was a prostitute, and the Lord freed me. Oh, I could have done that. I was 9. I had to invent some complex testimony. Yes, I used to have difficulty with long division. And the Lord freed me from my mathematical shackles. I had nothing. Yeah. And I also want to say this to Hollywood out there. I don't hate you. I don't hate anybody. I have a moral standard. I doesn't mean I hate you. I'm just offering it to you. Do with it what you please. One day you'll stand in front of God and let him weed it out. I'm not perfect. I'm pathetic. I'm pathetic. That's what I love about Christianity. It takes you in spite of yourself. It's not easy, and some of the elements of believing in God is not easy. We got to be more transparent and open to say we're messed up. Crying out loud. I mean, Jesus, we believe Jesus was God on earth. He was God for 33 years, but he only told people about it for 3. Don't you think his friends must have suspected something? Come on, people go to the beach to go swimming. Jesus is walking on the water. No wonder he never brings a towel. He'd go to picnics, never brought food, but always had plenty for everybody. And he had brothers and sisters. Could you imagine being the brother of Jesus? You wouldn't get away with anything. Mary comes home from a hard day at the market. Who broke my new clay vessel? Who broke my new clay vessel? John. Oh, yeah, Mom. Always has to be John. Oh, couldn't be Jesus, could it? No, he's perfect. The one time he did break something, he healed it before you got home. And more than anything, don't believe that because you believe in God that you're an idiot. Some of the greatest minds in the world were theists. Some of the greatest scientists that ever existed were theists and believed that God and believing in him made it easier for them to figure out why things worked the way they did. Be prepared to intellectually defend your faith. And the first thing you got to do is get yourself a signal to let people know when you're on to them when they treat you like an idiot. Starts with your parents. Always give you that extra piece of information you never needed. Honey, bring me the scissors. Don't cut yourself. Oh, thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. That's good. Why do parents think we're that stupid? It's a hot dish, don't burn yourself. Oh, good tip, Mama, thank you. That's going in my diary. Heat's hot, that's a good one. Those are my good vases, don't drop them. Oh, thank you for being my mom. I moved out, I'm the village idiot. Hot plate, scissors, oh my God. Your dad will do it. Son, climb up on that ladder, don't fall. Like that was an option ever. When in the history of recorded time did kids climb ladders and fling themselves off? Like that's half the fun. Don't fall. Okay, I'll dangle. Every summer, my dad, never stick your hand under the lawnmower. Yeah. Never even crossed my mind. Is that how kids lose their hands? They don't have a dad? I feel sorry for the orphan kid. He's down to a torso by now. Help us! They make us mow. I only have 2 summers left. Help me. Then the psychological games your dad would play. Got your nose. I don't care how young you are. You're always like, I don't think so. How do you respond to this? Oh, but it's incredibly lifelike. Oh, if it wasn't for the nail, you would have had me there for a minute, Papa. I tried to play it, go, got your nose. I'd say, okay, got your thumb. Ha ha. I'm 1 step ahead of you. How come people with answer machines still leave instructions? Leave your name, number, time you to call, then I'll call you back. Hey, we know what to do. Just say, not here, beep. But they leave instructions, like if they don't, you'll panic and leave a cake recipe. How come people that go to the restroom in public always tell us, go into the restroom, oh, bravo. I've been going for years. And then they say, I'll be right back. Oh, there's the novelty right there. What else would you say? I'm going to the restroom and you'll never see me again. Because so many people go to the restroom and end up in Aruba. That's happening a lot now. Military's got jets painted camouflage. There's a good one right there. Camouflage jets. You think we're underestimating our enemies just a smidge? Faking people out. Ah, jet. Plant. Those Americans are devious. Women send you a 1-page letter. At the bottom of the first side, they write over with an arrow. In case you didn't know, paper had 2 sides. They point the arrow so you know how to turn the paper over. Oh, what a revelation. Look, paper has another dimension. I can finish my books now. And they'll make sense. To an educator. Don't ever tell a guy you can't find your keys. Man, can't find my keys. Well, where'd you leave them? That's kind of the point, Mr. Buddy, right there. He's got the follow-up. Did you check your pockets? Nope, saving those for last. Let's keep digging in the backyard. I'm going on a roof. Maybe they're lodged in a shingle. And lastly, and I'm going to let you go. How can you walk in any convenience store, put your 2 items down, step back, cross your arms, look at the guy, and he goes? Will that be all? Like there's a grander scheme to all this. No, you fool. No, that would be too easy. No, these are the 2 things I don't want. Remove them. They disgust me. I've come for the rest of the items in the store. God bless you, Indiana. Comedy for the other half of America. Thank you.
And then if people are bent out of shape, being able to come to them later and sort of say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. We've lost that, this idea of offense and defense. My whole show has been about mocking that, even saying, I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna bring back the time when we could laugh at differences. Because we've been trained now to say, if I laugh because you're different, it means I'm putting you down or I'm being malicious. I say no, the humor is in difference. First time you are in a comedy club and they paid you. The first time you headline a comedy club, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm the guy that has to make this work, or, you know, they put me in stocks, which you didn't know they still had stocks. It's starting to feel, I mean, it hurts when I get wrinkled. I think nailed that. That hurt.